part of the day for 11th grades. Are you ready for English lesson? Very good. Today we have revision lesson about question sentence. Before starting our lesson, let's revise one more time our previous lesson about conditionals. Pay attention here, you can see test. Let's do it together. So, if gap, the dictionary yesterday I translated article today. As you know, it is past action. We have just one conditional describes past actions. It is third conditional. The options had given, would have, give, will have, will give, have. Which is correct in your mind? The true answer is A. If you had dictionary yesterday, I would have translated the article. So, it is the action in the past and it means he couldn't translate the text. The next, if gap, the Prime Minister what, gap, you, again gap. Here, pay attention, it is impossible. Action was impossible result. You cannot be Prime Minister just now. What conditional is it? It is second conditional with impossible situations with impossible result. Present tense but. So, options are would have done, were, would do, will be, will do, or have been or doing. The true answer is B. If you were the Prime Minister, what would you do? The next, I gap them some money if they, again gap me for. Options sent or ask, sent, asked, will send, will ask, will send or ask. True answer is I will send them some money if they ask me for. Dears, it is a last conditional sentence. I didn't make zero conditional sentence because it's very easy. I hope you all learned best zero conditional. Please pay attention. You may contact your teacher if you face any difficulties. Let's move our new theme. It is about questions. There are three types of questions in English. The first is interrogative sentence, which you learn when you are discussing about tenses in English. The next one is question tag. The last one, indirect questions. The first, interrogative sentence. It is a simple way of making interrogative sentence. Use auxiliary verbs before subject. It is common way making question sentence in English. Simple tenses we use do or did for past tense. Do you feel cold? Or did they go? For continuous we use to be before subject as usual. Am I annoying you? Were they waiting for you? Perfect, have or has and had before subject. Have you seen this film? Had it started? What is if be as a main verb? Like I'm late. Again, we use to be before subject. Am I late? Were you all right? Have you been ill? Have as a main verb. You know, we use have as an auxiliary verb in perfect tense, but you can use have as a main verb like this. Have breakfast. Does she have breakfast? They have lunch at 2. Do they have lunch at 2? What about modals? In modals, we have also to use modals before subject if we want to ask question. Like, should I call the police? Or could you call me later? The question words. If you want to use question words or WH questions, you have to use them at the beginning of sentence, like who was in the park, what's your name, where do they live. If there is more than one auxiliary verb, only the first one goes before subject. Pay attention to the example. He has been invited. you can see two auxiliary verbs here, has and been. You have to use just one before subject, has. Has he been invited? With question words who and what, we use do as an auxiliary verb if the question word refers to the object of the verb, like who told you? Someone told you. Who? Who did you tell? You told someone. Who? Here I have 4 sentences, interrogative sentence, but you can notice some mistakes. Let's correct them. The first one, does Aziz likes Greek food? What do you think? What part is wrong? Likes is wrong. True answer is like. Because it is present simple tense, we use es to do. To do. Like does. Does Aziz like Greek food? The second, did Barno and Lola went to Spain last year? What's wrong? Went. We use go instead, verb 1, because we use did. Did Barno and Lola go to Spain last year? The third one, have you buy the new storybook? New storybooks. Here, wrong is buy. Why? Because it is a perfect sentence, present perfect sentence. Here you have to use verb 3, not verb 1. Instead of buy, bought. The first one, does Timur going to play tennis? It is continuous sentence, not does but is. Question tag. Firstly, when do we use it? To ask someone to agree with you, like it is confusing, isn't it? Or to check whether something is true. You haven't been to Samarkand, have you? The rule. If your sentence is positive, you have to use negative tag. If your sentence is negative, you have to use positive tag. Here you can see some more examples like Jamshid works here, doesn't he? Or they didn't leave, did they? You weren't old enough, were you? Nafasat should be here by now, shouldn't she? So, the sentence is positive, tag is negative. The sentence is negative, tag is positive. The sentence is negative, again our tag is positive. Sentence is positive, our tag is negative. So, again the rules for question tag. In sentence with I am, we use aren't I. According to the rule, as you know, we cannot use amn't. Instead of this one, aren't. I'm right, aren't I? And in sentence with I'm not, we use am I. I'm not late, am I? With let's, we use shall in the question tag. Let's do our homework later, shall we? Again, rules. The meaning of the question tag depends on how you pronounce your question, your sentence. Like, if the voice goes down, you aren't really asking question. Example, Lazis doesn't look very well today, does he? No, he looks awful. If your voice goes up, it is real question. You haven't seen Ali today, have you? No, I'm afraid not. So when you are using question tag, pay attention to the pronunciation, the tone of your sentence. It can change the meaning of the sentence. Here, I have some sentence. You have to write question tag for them. Please open your notebook and put 5 numbers. You have 30 seconds for writing. Are you ready? Thank you, dears. Your time is over. Let's check your answers. The first one. Marat doesn't eat meat. Question tag. Does he? We should call grandma. Your answer? It is shouldn't we? You weren't wait for me. Were you? Nargiza has finished her homework. Hasn't she? Let's go out tonight. Thank you. Shall we? The next type of question sentence, indirect question sentence. The structure, phrase plus clause with normal word order, not question word order. When do we use it? To ask question politely. If you want to keep distance from someone. We don't use question word order in the second half of the sentence. What does it mean? Pay attention, we have two parts of the question. Can or could you tell me? It is the first part. Where the bank is, it is the second part. You can use question word order in the first part. Can you tell me? It is question. Where the bank is. Word order is affirmative sentence, not question. And the next, can or could you let me know what time the film started? Again, what time the film started, not what time does the film start? No, we use the affirmative, normal sentence structure, the normal word order. Do you know if Dostan lives there? Again, not does Dostan live there? Dostan lives there. I wonder if you could tell me where the market is, or I wonder if you know how much this costs. No, how much does it cost? Simply, how much this costs. Here, I have tests. Again, it is your time. You have to do this test. I have two options, A or B. You have to write just answers. Let's do the first one together. Excuse me, could you tell me how much? Please, gap. So, which one is true? It is B. How much these jeans are? Not are these jeans, because according to the rule you have to use normal word order, not question word order. Please put numbers 2, 3, 4 and try to do. So dears, are you ready? Your time is over. The second one. Can you let me know what time the train arrives? B is correct answer. What about third? Do you know if gap at 7 o'clock? Your answer? Good job. It is A. The show starts. The last one, I wonder if you could tell me what the difference is. As you know, our time is over and it is time to homework. What is your homework? The first, as usual, make a list of the vocabulary which you have learned today, and the second, grammar test from your textbook on page 220. Don't forget to do your tests and send your answers to your teachers and get their feedback. It is very important to fill in your learning gaps. I wish you success in your learning process. Thank you for being with me. See you next time.